Multipliers Part 1. Don't be a leader, become a genius maker. At 11 o'clock at night, the light of an office was still on. The entire team was tired, laptops were open, but there was no spark left in anyone's eyes. A big project was stuck on a deadline. The manager kept saying, "Why don't you guys understand?" And every person sitting in the room felt that perhaps they were truly the ones who were weak. The fear begins right from here. Can a leader shut down the intelligence of the entire team, just for the sake of showing off their own intelligence? And the curiosity is that if the leader changes in that exact same team, can those same people suddenly become smarter, faster, and more confident? This exact question is at the center of Liz Wiseman's book, Multipliers. This book measures leadership not by power, position, or title, but by impact. Because the real difference in an office is not how smart the leader is. The real difference is how smart the people around them become. Some leaders come into the room and people stop talking. An idea comes to mind but it does not reach the tongue. A team member thinks, if I speak wrong it will be an insult. If I give a new suggestion, the boss himself will cut it down. Gradually, instead of thinking, people start following only instructions. They have talent inside them, but it remains locked like a closed room. Liz Wiseman calls such leaders diminishers. A diminisher is that leader who, unknowingly or knowingly, shrinks the capability of others. They consider themselves the smartest person in the room. They feel that they alone can take the decision and they alone can give the solution. The problem is that under such a leader, the team does not learn, it merely survives. People work, but they do not feel ownership. In a diminisher's meeting, energy does not come out, it gets suppressed inside. People save their best ideas because they do not trust that they will be heard. In such an environment, mistakes are hidden, fewer questions are asked, and people think 10 times before taking a risk. Now on the other side, imagine a different kind of leader. The same room, the same deadline, the same pressure, but the leader's behavior is completely different. Before giving the answer himself, he asks the team, "What do you see? What can be the best way out of this problem?" He invites people not just to give them work, but to think. He does not command talent, he unlocks it. Liz Wiseman calls such a leader a multiplier. A multiplier is that leader around whom people start performing, even beyond their true capacity. This leader does not try to become a genius himself. He becomes a genius maker, meaning a person who multiplies the intelligence of others. This is the most powerful thing about multipliers. On one hand, a leader can dim the light of the team. On the other hand, the same leader can increase the light of the entire team. In many organizations, the problem is not a lack of talent. The problem is that talent is present, but the environment to use it is not there. People come into a job bringing their education, experience, curiosity, and creativity, but wrong leadership gradually turns them into silent workers. A multiplier breaks this silence. He reminds people that they are not just employees, they are thinking partners. He works on the assumption that intelligence is spread out across the organization. The solution is not given only by the person sitting on the top chair. In fact, only when the leader stops giving every answer himself, does the team start searching for answers. Here, a big illusion of leadership breaks. Many managers think that a strong leader is one who knows everything. But the message of multipliers is the opposite. A strong leader is one who can extract the best thinking from others. A diminisher says, "This work won't happen without me." A multiplier says, "With me you will learn how this work can happen." A diminisher makes the team dependent. A multiplier makes the team capable. Both can bring results, but the long-term effect of both is different. With a diminisher, the result hinges on the leader. If the leader is removed, the system weakens. With a multiplier, the result lives within the people. Even if the leader is far away, the team holds the strength to think, take decisions, and move forward. In today's world, this has become even more necessary. Business is changing rapidly, technology is changing, the market is changing. At such a time, a single smart leader is not enough. The organization needs smart thinking at every level. If all intelligence remains locked with just one leader, the company will become slow. But if intelligence is spread, speed will increase. Multipliers make this exact spread possible. They run the team not with fear, but with trust. Trust does not mean that everyone is given a free rein. It means that people are given thinking space along with responsibility. A multiplier does not keep people happy by giving them easy work. He gives them difficult work to give them a chance to grow. Because growth does not come in the comfort zone. Growth comes when a leader says, "I know this is tough, but you can do it." This line sounds simple, but if it comes from the mouth of the right leader, it can change a person's entire energy. Many employees do not give their best because no one has ever honestly challenged them. They only received orders, they did not receive trust. A multiplier gives a challenge but does not give humiliation. He keeps the standard high but does not make the person look small. This exact balance makes leadership powerful. Merely becoming a soft leader is not being a multiplier. Merely becoming a tough leader is also not being a multiplier. A multiplier keeps both warmth and demand together. He cares too and expects excellence too. In the book, this idea comes forward in a very practical way that best leaders do not use people, they develop them. A diminisher considers talent a resource. A multiplier considers talent a possibility. This very perspective changes the entire behavior. When a leader looks at an employee as a possibility, he begins to recognize the skill hidden within them. Perhaps some quiet employee might be strong in strategy. Perhaps some junior person understands customer pain very well. Perhaps some person might be weak in presentation but brilliant in problem solving. A multiplier searches for these hidden abilities. He does not lock people into fixed labels. He does not say, this one is only for operations or this one is fine only in a support role. He asks, what is this person's natural genius? Where can they create the most value? The beginning of leadership changes right from here. When a leader starts looking at their genius more than their weakness, the team's energy changes. An employee who used to feel that they were ordinary suddenly senses that there is something special inside them too. This exact feeling changes the output. A person starts working not just for a salary but for meaning. A multiplier protects ideas in the organization too. He does not make a meeting his speech, but rather makes it a discovery room. He is not afraid of debate. He knows that if everyone is agreeing quickly, then perhaps the discussion did not go deep. Therefore, he gives space to different opinions. He asks questions, listens to the silence, and does not let disagreement become disrespect. A diminisher can take a debate as a personal challenge. A multiplier considers debate a path to better thinking. A subtle point needs to be understood here. A multiplier does not run a democracy on every single matter, but collects intelligence before taking a decision. He says, I want the best answer, not just my answer, and this very thing makes the team honest. Gradually, people start speaking in meetings not just for the sake of speaking but after thinking, because they know that words matter. A multiplier builds accountability in a different way too. He does not snatch the work away to do it himself, but rather makes the owner strong. If a team member is struggling, he does not rescue them immediately. First, he asks, which obstacle is stopping you? This question forces the person to think. They do not run away from the problem, they begin to look at it. A diminisher often snatches ownership away in the name of help. He says, leave it, I'll do it, and the team then remains weak. A multiplier gives support, but keeps the responsibility back in the hands of that exact person. This builds people's muscles. The most dangerous thing in leadership is sometimes not a bad intention. Many times, a leader with good intentions also becomes an accidental diminisher. He wants to protect the team, so he takes tough tasks himself. He wants fast results, so he gives the answer himself. He wants to inspire, so he speaks so many ideas that other people get suppressed. Gradually, people stop thinking. Therefore, Multipliers is not a book just to judge others. It is also a mirror to look at oneself. Every leader has to ask, does intelligence increase or decrease in the room with my arrival? This question is uncomfortable but powerful. Because the real report card of leadership is seen not in the title, but in the behavior of the team. If people become quiet in front of you, then perhaps the problem is not theirs, but of the environment. If people only wait for approval, then perhaps you have created a permission culture more than a thinking culture. If every decision comes to your table, then it is possible that the team is not incapable, but over-controlled. The beginning of becoming a multiplier does not start with a big speech. The beginning happens with small behavior. Asking one extra question in a meeting. Letting a junior person speak. Not insulting on a wrong answer. Sharing credit. From these small things, the team gradually gets the signal that it is safe to use the brain here. And as soon as safety comes, creativity begins to come out. People start coming not just to tell a problem, but bringing a solution. This is the exact point where leadership multiplication begins. The same salary, the same team, the same office, but the output begins to change. An ordinary leader might see the same constraints, but a multiplier knows that the intelligence hidden inside the team is the biggest asset. It doesn't need to be bought, it has to be awakened. The real lesson of part 1 is exactly this, that before becoming a leader, we will have to understand what effect our presence casts on others. Do people feel small around us or big? Are they afraid or do they think? Do they avoid or do they come forward? If the answer is uncomfortable, then that itself is the beginning of growth. Because no leader becomes a multiplier in a single day. Becoming a multiplier is a practice, a mindset, and the result of small daily choices. But the story has just begun. In the next part, the question will become even deeper. If a multiplier recognizes people's genius, how do they attract and retain the right talent? And the biggest twist is that many times, genius is present in the team, but the leader is using it in the wrong place.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.